Hello and welcome to the Migraine Diaries, a week-by-week account of the making of my game Scotoma and the reason why I no longer drink orange juice. Weird one, that. So doing the two-parter on my history of horror games was grand fun, but geez and crepes did it take a lot of editing, so I'm going to keep it simple this time. This episode I wanted to talk a bit about managing your time. There's two phases to what I'm doing and they each come with their own problems. The first is the point I'm at now, which is pre-funding. A lot of this is off my own back with my own money and will be until I have a playable demo. And it's exceedingly tough to get something off the ground when you have a full-time job to contend with. I have one right now, plus I'm doing this diary, finishing up a freelance job. I've got a new pet. And somehow I need to find time to work on the game itself. But that is what this is all for. So I've got to find it. The second aspect will be once I'm actually funded. I'll come back to it, I'm sure. But for now, here's what I've learned while working in professional and dev environments, both as an employee and as an independent. So I can tell you how I've tried to manage it, but I'm not at all immune from getting it wrong myself. One truth that I became aware of is that we tend to vastly overestimate how much we can get done in a given time period. And I saw this again and again in every project, game or otherwise, that I've worked on. Of course, you can't anticipate every issue that comes up because games are immensely complex things, and bug fixing usually has its own block of time assigned anyway. You might be battling with a lack of motivation, aspects of design that aren't working, lack of inspiration, and everything else life has to throw at you. And even without all that, we overestimate our abilities. So the general rule is to take how long you think it will take and then double it and budget for that. Even then, you might have to drop features or just simply slim down your ambition. And the key is to be modest in what you hope to achieve. Plan for that, and then if you somehow find yourself in a good position, reintroduce what you had to cut. I mean, it is a bit of a sobering thought, because if you're making your first game, second, third or whatever, you'll go into it with great enthusiasm, probably great ambition, and it's really, really easy to become unstuck as one thing piles on top of another and then time schedules just kind of run away with you. It's a constant sort of push-pull between ambition and pragmatism. The phrase, I believe, is cut your cloth to fit. And as such, I'm kind of desperate not to let Scotoma get out of hand. I don't want it to be some 5-year project or something like that. And everything I've said there is if you're fully funded and you don't have to contend with a full-time job, which, as I said, at the moment I have to. In a lot of ways, this diary is a document of getting something off the ground for first principles, which is going to be a long struggle, I'm sure. And personally speaking, I need to reorder a few priorities at the moment to free up some more time to work on the game. The one priority I can't reorder, though, is my new mascot, Charlie, named for Charlie Kelly off Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Hey you, stop hiding the pigeon, Charlie. As an aside, I would say this is why game jams are a great practice environment, because you just, you don't have the time to try and, build like an open world with a million different objectives and a million different sort of environments. If you're going to succeed, you need to pare everything down to its absolute essentials, and that's a great lesson. The one thing I will say is I did recently take some time to finally play a game called Oxenfree, which is a kind of a visual point and click kind of adventure. It's been burning a hole in my Steam library for a while, and yeah, it's a story that unfolds in a very involving sort of way. It's kind of a coming of age, I guess, teen drama, but it makes a good use of kind of the language of horror without it tipping over into full-on horror. It's kind of more sort of Spielbergian in that sense, and it's well worth a go. But yeah, I could have used the time I spent playing the game for other things, but dear Lord, at that point I needed just some entertainment and nothing else. So yeah, I mean, I'm overrun right now, but I'm really itching to get back at things. So let's leave it there, and I will see you all next week, hopefully with some interesting stuff to talk about. If not, well, maybe I'll just leave the camera going, just filming an empty chair. Could be as interesting, who knows. See you next time.